Now, if you noticed, this is a different tent. This actually has the tent poles on the outside, which is kind of curious. So the other ones, the Rainfly will go over the tent poles. This one, the tent poles go on the outside. And what that means is you can do a fly first pitch, which basically protects it in a rainstorm like this. You can pitch the tent. So if you're gonna be backpacking in a very rainy area, you might consider a tent like this, or a tent where the Rainfly pitches first, because that can be a very easy way to keep your gear dry in a wet environment. Now, if you're new to backpacking, you probably are a little bit hesitant about how much you want to spend. But the good news is that you can get some really high quality gear without paying a huge amount. Now, I have a full spectrum of gear here. This tent costs around 120 bucks that I found on Amazon, and I have a Spectrum, so a $120 tent, followed by a $370 tent. So that's getting up in price. That's pretty pricey, but it is still well below the top end. This is a $550 tent, which is a very premium, more ultralight trekking pole tent, the kind of tent that a thru hiker would invest in, but might not be the best suited tent for just your general introduction to backpacking. Then I have my most premium tent here, the Nemo Hornet Elite, which is a $650 tent. Very premium, semi-freestanding tent, weighs only 2 pounds. So one of the benefits of this tent is you get some serious weight savings, but you definitely pay for it with price. This is a 4-pound tent, so what you get for the cheaper $120-ish price tag, you pay for it in weight and bulk. This is the lightest, slimmest tent I have. It's a 1-pound tent, 16 ounces, crazy, crazy light, but again, very expensive, 550 bucks. And I kind of have my tweener tent, which is a very premium, very nice tent, but could be suitable for your general backpacking and for more introductory backpackers out there, but it costs $370. Still expensive, but not so crazy expensive as to price out almost everybody who is considering getting into the market. So if you're wondering, what tent should I buy? Well, my first recommendation for a beginner backpacker is to not spend too much money on a tent. It's really tempting to go for something very sleek and sexy and spend up to $700 on a tent. But for most people out there, unless you are really spending a ton of time on trail, I just think it's not necessary. So I think that you can absolutely spend under $200 and get a very nice tent. But I'll have some links below to some pieces of gear that I think are very suitable for all your different price points.